Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Vinland Saga Season 1, Episode 15! This morning I watched episode 14. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. I'm gonna put also some links into the eye, one for the playlist that I made for Vinland Saga, one that I made for My Hero Academia, that I'm binge watching also right now, and for some other animes that I reacted to in case you're interested to watch my reaction videos. For all of the episodes of Vinland Saga, of My Hero Academia, of Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, other animes like that, I'm gonna put some links into the eye. Like I said, this morning I watched episode 14 and I'm still a little like that, you know, after it. Like I said, you know, this anime really showed that they can make emotional episodes, like they already made me cry several times for the characters, for stuff which were happening during it, you know, for them, during action moments and all. That's cool, that's really great, but also this anime proved that they know how to make episodes only for discussing about some subjects and really discussing about them the deep way, the hard way. And like I said, okay, I can get emotional for the characters and I can get really sad for them, and because of that I can cry, I can be disturbed and all. But I can feel also really emotional and really disturbed by just these episodes which are made to discuss about subjects because they are deep and because they are emotionally heavy. You know, like really for me the last episode was for that, to discuss about subjects. I'm gonna come back to it later. And I finished it really being like, it was rough, it was difficult. I'm not feeling well, you know, and I had some tears. I can't remember if I cried this morning, I don't have this impression, but I remember that I had some tears into my eyes, even if it was for people that I don't know anything about. It was mostly in fact for the situations and for really the message that the writers wanted to tell with the episodes. So I appreciate it a lot. I think that if you're following me since a long time, you know that I love three things into the shows, the animes that I'm watching: to have a good story for sure, with reveals, things like I love to make theories and all, good characters who are well written, who are evolving because of stuff which are happening to them, and to have subjects being explored, you know, to talk about other stuff, to be a little deeper. And this anime proved really with these 14 first episodes, that it can do it, and I love it. Even if it's rough, I love it. So yes, the last episode talked about first religion a lot, about the fact that this priest, you know, he had that dream about being back at his church. He was talking about love. He admired, you know, thors who didn't kill these guys, you know, during that fight. He considered him as a true warrior and he appreciated that. We had this family talking also about religious stuff, about the fact that they are praying God and they are considering that Danes are evil, so because of that they are the enemies. You know, to mix war situation with religion, like because you don't believe into the same God, you're an enemy, all of that. Yeah. And also we had these kids who were taught, you know, that if they are doing something related to these Vikings and all these Danes, it's evil, it's really bad. And that little girl, Anne, she was really considering that she was doing something wrong with the fact that just she bought a ring, a Dane ring. It made me so sad for her, you know, because I knew what it meant for her. That thing just that she found beautiful For her, it was making her that evil that she would go to hell. She wouldn't be with her family also into next life. You know, it meant that for her it was really deep. So we had all of these discussions about the religion, and then we had Askelaad with his guys coming into that place, Bjorn attacking that family, like really not considering them, not respecting them. I can say it's just because of the fact that they are not speaking the same language and all. No, it's really because these guys, they are pirates, they are Danes, Vikings, name them as you want, at the end it's the same thing. They are not the good guys, you know, it's not because we are following them and we love some characters that we have to consider that they are the good guys, you know, the perfect guys. This anime is there to say that there is no good guy, there is no bad guy, like there is no good side and the enemies in front of them, not at all. And all guys, they are doing also bad stuff. We add stuff about that into the past, like this episode when Thorfinn, he betrayed that woman who helped him, and we add that again right there with Bjorn, who began to be really disrespectful with that family, threatening them, stealing from them and all. And after that, when we had that little thing about Askelaad, he can talk with this guy, so maybe he's gonna change his mind, maybe he's gonna let them a little food so they can survive, that's the only thing that they want. Like, come on, it's families with kids, like, into the winter, they don't have a lot, we can have some up. And really, Askelaad, he was just like, we are at war, I can't let you alive, because if I'm letting you alive, you're gonna say that we attacked you and you're gonna give information to the enemy, you know, the ones that we are against. And just, I can't take that risk, so no, because of that, I'm not gonna give you food, I'm gonna take really everything from you, and more than that, we're gonna kill you. And really, it was rough to watch, because for Askelaad it was only a war decision to make. It was not that difficult for him to make that decision. They did it really just like that, like a normal thing. But the writers, they took the time to present us, this family, a normal family, and to make us feel that the situation was awful, was really a torture to watch, like emotionally, like I said, it was heavy to watch that. So yes, I finished the last episode not being so well. Now I'm wondering if we're gonna keep Anne, you know, for the future, like are we gonna see her again and all, or maybe she was just a character that we met once and we're not gonna see her again. You know, like I was thinking about that slave girl Thorfinn was talking with her. It was into that village, you know, Askelaad's village, I mean Askelaad's uncle's village. Her name, I can't remember her name, to that slave, but Thorfinn gave her up, you know, told her about Vinland and all. I thought that maybe we would keep that girl, maybe we would see her again. It can be still the case, but in fact it has been a long time that we didn't see her, so maybe not. Maybe sometimes we're gonna have characters like that they're gonna create just for one episode, just to represent something, and maybe right there it was the case for Anne, maybe. But yes, the last episode was rough. It was not an episode full of actions. It was not an episode full of reveals. It was not also an episode made for the characters, like we had also sometimes. It was really one episode for messages, discussing subjects, just considering the situation, making it realistic also. There is no enemy, there is no side who is evil or not. Even if you can consider that what they did was awful, and it was awful, but they would say that they had reasons to do that, and it was also a question to life and death for them, you know. Without stealing, they couldn't have survived. If they wouldn't have killed them, they would have been discovered and they would have been killed. So for them, you know, if you're putting yourself into their shoes, it was also a question of life and death. It was really war decisions, but it was awful. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there this introduction. I really hope that this episode is gonna be you know, about action, you know, some fights, some little things happening and all, like, it was too deep. The last episode was too deep for me. So let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have a Patreon on which you can have 4 episodes of advance, which means 2 weeks of advance, and you have them with an extended reaction part without all of these cuts, without playing with opacity. And for some big episodes, like I'm wondering for the last episode, maybe I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna put the full reaction part, everything, like I can do for big episodes, and it was the case for a lot of episodes of Vinland Saga already. And it's the best way to support me, to help me with my channel, to come on my Patreon to support me. If you can't, you can still support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel and also to my TikTok and my Twitch. It's for free for you, it's taking you 2 seconds, and for me it can help me so much. So if you can, please do it. It can help me. Okay, let's go for this episode. I was gonna say it just wants to fight. I'm wondering why, you know, if there is a deep reason behind that, like maybe he wants to join Valhalla that much. Nah. It's the case. For yourself? I mean, for themselves, they should be praying for themselves. There is no good and bad, like if you're talking about that war. Are you losing up by calling him directly like that? His message at least. Is it the case for yours? Oh, you're thinking of yours. You couldn't follow them, but you managed to be in advance. You're gonna guess that it's Askelaad and thorfinn. He's not even talking about Askelaad. You need one and you want to fight the other one. You couldn't know about Anne. You want for Bjorn to capture Thorkel? We know that he has a plan in mind. What did you promise plant with Bjorn? Yep. He doesn't care about your vegetables. You're strong enough, clever enough now to go back home safely by yourself, but I'm not doing it. With your hair like that, my dear, you really look like a girl, you know? He doesn't know how to eat like that, like... Something tasty like that. That you like to cook? Huh?
召し上がるどころか王の子が卑しき奴隷の真似事をするなと王の子にはこんな技など必要ないのだ
You couldn't have any passion, any opinion. You couldn't talk. You couldn't be yourself and...
何鳥だ鳥はまだ作ったことがないな
Since how long are you with the kid Ragnar? He's really acting like an uncle, you know, with him. Ten days, it's already a lot. Not all. He's occupied, you know. A lot of words each time, like really a big mouth, but with the actions. But you said he was at the front line. No! From Askelaad, I thought that it was the enemy, you know, that it was a trick made by the enemy to have one less protector, you know, for Canute. No, Ragnar, like, I began to appreciate you a little, no, for his relationship with Canute. Oh, a secret? What is it? Maybe the combat didn't even begin. It was really a trick from beginning to the end, you know? I'm the one who is saying each time that the mentor has to die at some point for the hero to shine on his or her own. You were Canute's mentor, Ragnar, so you need to die? That's what Askelaad is telling you? That's what you planned with Björn? Ah. But him, he chose Canute, no? He didn't choose Canute? Attends, on the contrary. Does he know it? You were really his protector, his mentor. Yes. No. He can't see you like that. I'm sorry that we didn't have more time with him and time to really appreciate him for real. Like now I'm blaming a little myself because sometimes I was saying bad stuff about him, but I think that it was made on purpose. Like most of the time he was annoying because he was just complaining, he was just talking bad to Askelaad, to everyone. But it has been only something like 2 episodes that I'm beginning to think that he's really there for Canute, to protect him, to be there for him, because of the fact that he was insisting a lot on we have to protect Canute. So okay for Thorfinn, you know, to be there to protect him, like it was really his main mission. And at first I was like, it's a lot because you have your own interest, you know, into the situation. You need for Canute to stay alive so you can have a nice place at some point or something like that. But no, in fact, during this episode we are really learning that he's there since a long time, Ragnar, near to Canute, you know, since he's a kid. Ragnar is right there to be his mentor, his protector, to take care of him. He was truly like an anchor for him, you know, someone who would support him in his little patience, you know, like cooking stuff, someone who would keep an eye on him, who would protect him from beginning to the end also, because right there he knew that the king chose to kill that prince, to kill Canute, and Ragnar decided that no, it wouldn't happen. I'm gonna do everything that I can to protect the prince. That's my mission. And you know, now I'm rethinking about that time when the king decided that Canute would be the one to stay right there. It was in London, no? That Ragnar would stay with him. I remember that Ragnar was mad, and me, I think that during that moment I interpreted that moment like, you don't want for Canute to have these responsibilities, you're jealous or something like that, when in fact Ragnar during that moment understood that the king in fact was making his choice and was choosing to let Canute right there to be killed, because clearly the kid was not strong enough, was not good enough to lead that battle until the end and to defend himself. And that also, you know, by staying with him, you know, by saying, I think, to Ragnar, you're gonna stay with Canute right there, he was condemning Ragnar. The king, you know, I'm thinking about the king. You know, I want to rewatch that moment, I want to rewatch this episode to see now these decisions that the king took and how Ragnar reacted during these moments with new eyes, you know. Like really during this moment I was like, okay, so the king is leaving Canute right there because he thinks that the prince is good enough, and right now you're just jealous and you wanted to have that mission or something like that. You're gonna stay, maybe you're gonna try to do something against the prince, when since the beginning it was to have Canute killed, and Ragnar didn't want that, and Ragnar was there to protect Canute. I didn't expect at all for Ragnar to be killed during this episode, for sure, and by Askelaad. And you know, It was just after one scene with Ragnar and Canute cooking together, talking with Thorfinn. So the beginning of a team moment, you know, something like that. So I was beginning to imagine that maybe this team, we would keep it for some times and we would have them, you know, beginning relationships together, like to be a real team and all. And just for, during that moment, having Ragnar killed by Askelaad. And Askelaad, you know, is justifying it by the fact that the prince needs for his mentor to disappear, so he's gonna get stronger, and he needs also to have reasons to be mad, you know, to be against the people who are following them like that, who are against them like that. I'm the one who is saying each time that the mentor has to disappear at some point for the hero to shine on their own. Clearly right there it's what happened with Ragnar. That's what Askelaad decided to do, planned to do with Björn, meaning that they prepared that since a long time to kill Ragnar before the end of this journey, you know. Ragnar didn't see it coming, I didn't see it coming, I'm sure that Thorfinn didn't see it coming. Is he gonna buy it? And Canute, is he gonna buy it right there? That's another question. I'm not so sure. Or at least at some point they're gonna discover the truth. Like we say also in France, that's an expression, if the lies are taking, you know, the elevator, the truth is maybe taking the stairs, but at some point, truth is coming. I'm really disappointed, you know, like really, beginning of this episode, this team moment, you know, cooking and all, learning more about the relationship between Ragnar and Canute, I was like, okay, nice, fun. Maybe Ragnar, you're someone nice, in fact. Maybe we're gonna have a team right there, it's gonna be cool. Second half of the episode, PIM! Askelaad is killing you. We have that reveal about the fact that Canute is not gonna be the next king, and really the actual king doesn't want that at all. Ragnar was his protector since the beginning, and now Askelaad, you're gonna do what? Knowing that you have that prince that the king doesn't want, in fact, to be alive, and you have him alive. You can't bring him back. If you're bringing him back, in fact, you're playing against the king, so you're not gonna have really his favors. If you're killing him, officially, you're gonna be the enemy of the king. You're blocked, Askelaad, right there with this situation. Just abandon him somewhere, or just give him to Thorfinn or something like that. You understand what I mean? Okay, that was an interesting episode. I'm so sorry for Ragnar. I hope that we would have had more time with him as a nice character, not as an annoying character. Again, I want to rewatch that episode when Canute was left to lead this army, because I really think that it needs to be rewatched knowing this information. The last episode and this one, it was heavy episodes, you know. One emotionally for the messages that the writers put into it, this one for the reveals put into it about Ragnar and about the situation with Canute. It was something today, you know, this session of binge watching for me. Okay, no matter what, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Crazy.